Level 1. The applicant. You apply online like everyone else. There's a form on the CIA website. Name, education, travel history, languages you speak, jobs you've held. You fill everything out carefully. Then you wait. Weeks pass. Then months. Most people never hear back. 6 months later, an email arrives. They want to interview you. You fly to Northern Virginia on your own dime. A quiet government building near Langley. Nothing flashy. Fluorescent lights, security checkpoints, plain hallways. A man in a gray suit interviews you for 4 hours. Where did you grow up? What motivates you? Have you ever used illegal drugs? Have you ever lied to a friend? Have you ever broken the law and gotten away with it? The questions feel random. They're not. They're building a psychological map, looking for patterns, looking for weaknesses, looking for lies. You pass the interview. Then comes the polygraph. Sensors on your fingers. Chest straps measuring breathing. A blood pressure cuff on your arm. The technician asks simple questions. Is your name correct? Are you sitting down? Then harder ones. Have you ever betrayed someone who trusted you? Have you ever committed a crime you were not caught for? The machine can't actually detect lies, but you don't know that. Your pulse spikes anyway. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives. You've been accepted. Welcome to the CIA Level 2. The trainee. They send you to a place called the farm. Officially, it's Camp Peary, Virginia. Unofficially, it's where spies are made. Thousands of acres of forests and training facilities, surrounded by fences and armed guards. For the next year and a half, this is your world. Your day begins at 5 a.m. You run 5 miles before breakfast. Then classes begin. Foreign governments, terrorist networks, covert communication systems. But the most important subject is tradecraft. Tradecraft means spy skills. You learn how to spot surveillance. That car behind you for 3 turns in a row. The man reading a newspaper who looked up twice. The woman on the park bench who was also in the coffee shop earlier. Most people never notice patterns like that. You learn to see them instantly. You learn how to lose a tail. Walk through a crowded mall. Change jackets in a restroom. Exit through a service door. You learn how to plant listening devices. How to photograph documents without touching them. How to communicate using dead drops and coded signals. You also learn recruitment, convincing someone to betray their government. Every person, they tell you, has a motivation. Money, ideology, ego, or coercion. Your job is to find the lever and pull it. The training is relentless. 40% of trainees wash out. Some crack under pressure. Some can't live with the deception. Some are simply not good enough. The people who make it through aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the ones who can adapt. The ones who can lie convincingly, even to themselves. You graduate near the top of your class. They hand you a badge and a new identity. Level 3. The case officer. Your first assignment is overseas, an American embassy in Eastern Europe. Officially, you're a political analyst. You attend diplomatic receptions, drink cheap wine, shake hands with officials, make small talk. Unofficially, you're hunting for sources. Your real job is recruitment. An asset is anyone with access to information. A military officer, a government bureaucrat, a scientist, a secretary handling classified files. Anyone with access can become valuable. You study potential targets carefully, their finances, their relationships, their ambitions. Everyone has pressure points. Debt, anger, ideological frustration, personal pride. Your first recruitment takes 8 months. He's a mid-level government official, not important enough to attract attention, but important enough to see classified documents. You befriend him slowly. Lunch meetings, conversations about politics, small favors, then a larger one. You loan him money after he loses badly at a casino. Then more. Soon, he owes you more than he can repay. That's when you ask for something in return. Just a few documents, nothing dramatic. He agrees. You now have an asset inside the government. Your supervisors back in Washington are pleased. Your real career has begun. Level 4. The NOC. Most CIA officers operate under diplomatic cover. If they're caught spying, they get expelled. Embarrassing, but survivable. You're offered something different. Non-official cover. NOC. This means you have no diplomatic protection, no embassy, no official link to the United States. If you're caught, the government will deny you exist. You accept. They build you a legend, a complete fake identity. You become an international consultant. Your company is real. Your clients are real. But the company itself is secretly run by the CIA. You travel constantly. Middle Eastern capitals, Southeast Asian financial hubs, African energy markets. Everywhere business people operate. Your neighbors believe you work in international finance. Your girlfriend believes you travel for consulting projects. Your parents believe you left government service years ago. Only a handful of people at Langley know the truth. You communicate through encrypted messages and dead drops. Months pass without seeing another American officer. You are completely alone. That's the point. Level 5. The paramilitary officer. Your cover almost collapses in Beirut. A local intelligence service begins following you, photographing your meetings, watching your apartment. You detect the surveillance early. But it's close. Too close. You can never operate in that region again. Langley offers you a new path, the Special Activities Center. This is the CIA's paramilitary division, the place where intelligence and warfare overlap. You train again. This time it's not surveillance detection, it's combat, close-quarters battle, demolitions, advanced weapons training, high-altitude parachuting, combat diving, escape and evasion. Many instructors are former Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 operators. They don't care about your recruitment skills. They care whether you can survive a firefight. Your first mission takes you to Afghanistan. Your team hunts high-value terrorist leaders. You operate far from official battlefields, working with local militias. Some are allies. Some are opportunists. Some may betray you tomorrow. You guide drone strikes using intelligence gathered from local sources. Sometimes the intelligence is accurate. Targets eliminated. Sometimes it isn't. War rarely provides certainty. You learn to live with that. Level 6. The Black Ops operator. Now you're deep inside covert warfare. These missions never appear in official reports. Small teams operating in places where the U.S. military cannot officially deploy. You train partner forces, guide raids, track insurgent leaders across mountains and deserts. You learn to move quietly, fast, invisible. Operations are short and violent. A helicopter arrives in the dark. Your team enters a compound. 15 minutes later, you're gone. Evidence erased. No flags. No press conferences. Sometimes the mission succeeds perfectly. Sometimes it goes wrong. Intelligence failures, unexpected resistance, civilian presence. Every operation carries risk, and every mistake becomes a secret, buried in classified archives. Level 7. The team leader. After years in the field, you lead your own unit. 8 operators, half CIA paramilitary officers, half contractors from elite military units. They trust you with their lives. You trust them with yours. Your mission takes you to unstable regions across the world. Libya, Syria, the Horn of Africa, places where governments barely exist. Your job is to prevent threats before they reach American soil. Destroy weapons, stockpiles, capture or eliminate dangerous leaders. Sometimes the missions succeed quietly. Sometimes they erupt into firefights. On one operation, your convoy is ambushed, leaving a weapons depot. Bullets slam into armored doors. Your team fights back while calling for extraction. A helicopter arrives minutes later. You evacuate wounded teammates under heavy fire. The official report describes the mission as a success, but success rarely feels simple afterward. Level 8. The Station Chief. After 2 decades in the field, your body begins to fail. Old injuries, too many parachute jumps, too many explosions. Doctors say field work is over. Instead, you become Chief of Station, the senior CIA officer in an entire country. Every operation runs through your office, case officers recruiting assets, technical teams running surveillance, paramilitary units planning raids. You coordinate with the American ambassador, meet local intelligence chiefs, balance diplomacy with espionage. Some governments cooperate. Some pretend to cooperate. Some secretly work against you. Every decision you make carries consequences. Approve the wrong operation, and you could trigger an international crisis. Cancel the wrong one, and you might miss vital intelligence. You sleep 4 hours a night. Your family rarely sees you. But the machine keeps running. Level 9. The Director of Covert Operations. Eventually, you return to Langley, headquarters, the same building where you first walked in as a nervous applicant. Now hundreds of officers report to you. Global networks of assets feed intelligence into your systems. You brief presidents, meet with the National Security Council, recommend covert operations in places the public will never hear about. Drone strikes, cyber sabotage, secret alliances. You authorize missions that could reshape geopolitics. If they succeed, no one knows. If they fail, they become scandals. You sign off on decisions measured in lives and consequences. The work becomes less physical, but far heavier. Level 10. The Ghost. After 30 years you retire. No parade, no press conference, just a small ceremony at Langley, a few colleagues, a speech from the director. You receive a medal you can never publicly display. Everything you did remains classified. You move to a quiet town in Virginia. Your neighbors think you worked in government consulting. Your friends think you traveled frequently for business. None of them know the truth. They don't know about the operations, the agents recruited, the missions that changed history without headlines. You wake up some nights at 3 a.m., walking the perimeter of your property. Old habits never disappear. Your country will never officially acknowledge what you did. That's part of the job. You served in the shadows. And when your career ended, you simply faded back into them.